Hello everyone, I have made this video for the people who struggle gardening, whether it's not enough time because of work, or maybe you just struggle with plants in general. These are the easiest plants to grow in the ground, not in pots, as plants that are in pots will need watering and feeding, whereas in the ground with good soil provides all this. Phormiums are a plant originating from New Zealand, which has a similar climate to Britain, only with milder summers and winters. They have many colors and grow to a maximum height of 4 meters and a width of 2.5 meters in the correct conditions. The best time to plant phormiums are in the spring, as the biggest killer to these plants are the winter if they are not fully established. Heucheras are a plant that originate and grow all over North America, from the south of Florida to the cold climates of Canada. These plants are found in the woodland and mountain regions. The areas they are found means they are very well adaptable plants to many climates. They also have many colors shown in this picture here. And the best soil for them is a well-draining but moist soil. Euphorbia is a plant that originates from Central Africa. When established in the ground, they are very self-sufficient. The biggest cause of death in these plants is overcare, such as watering, and are happiest left alone to grow. The only downside to these plants, which is worth mentioning, is to not touch the milky sap they excrete called latex, which can cause irritation to the human skin, but they are still gorgeous to look at when not touched. Photinias are a hardy shrub, which are hybrids from New Zealand and are part of the rose family. They have small white flowers, red berries, and fresh red shoots spring to autumn. Once established in the ground, they can look after themselves, but are very thirsty plants if not placed in damp soil and not waterlogged. They like to have space between each plant if you wish to use them as screening. Dianthus are a plant located all over Europe and Asia, but thought to have been massively cultivated by the Moors in Spain and spread in popularity from the 16th century to the 18th century through florists and plant sellers. They are classed as evergreen to semi-evergreen. They are happy to be left alone, providing they have a well-draining soil, so they're good for rockeries. Echinacea is a plant that originates from North America, and it gets its name from the Greek word hedgehog, referring to its flower shape. Echinaceas are good at tolerating droughts, but might need some water from the driest at times. They like a well-draining soil and around 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day, preferably. After they establish, they are known to be good garden spreaders, so keep them away from areas you don't want them, such as veg patches. Sedums are a group of plants that come from all around the world, from the hot deserts of Mexico, from the Alps to the wet climates of China. These sedums in the picture are an alpine variety, which should be placed in a well-draining soil, such as a rockery, with full sun. These can be put in pots and left alone to do their own thing. They are a border spreader, uh, so they will just keep growing and spreading, and can be divided every 2 to 3 years. Hardy geraniums originate from South Africa and came to Britain in the 17th century. Once these plants are placed in the ground, they can be left alone, and insects like slugs and snails are not a fan of these plants, and will go for other plants instead. Geraniums prefer a neutral to slightly acidic soil. The best consistency is for the best results is a well draining with lots of organic matter. The ornamental grasses that are mostly sold in garden centers come from Asia, but there are some that originate from Europe and other places similar climates. Grasses are a very good go for plant as they are low maintenance and can tolerate shade, damp, and look beautiful in the windy areas, as gives a bit more movement in the garden. They prefer a well-drained soil and full sun. An honourable mention I would like to add are hostas, as they are perennial, which are fantastic big leaves, variegated, and beautiful flowers, which prefer water retentive soil,
but not very thick clay soil. But the soil can be improved with a mixing of organic matter with it. The only care I would mention is the slugs love these plants, so make sure you have precautions such as slug pellets or copper bands around pots.